I'm not going to lay down in this one. Uno.
I don't believe you. Uno. Cheli.
Yeah. We just want to formally apologize if you're watching our episodes in order on YouTube for me just fucking taking a nap in the last episode.
We did not take a nap. We just couldn't see you.
I was gone. If whoever's editing, if you could include a picture, include it here.
Maybe. So, I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the furthest or what's the craziest thing you would do for a guy?
Commit a crime.
You say that so like obviously.
Obviously.
Do you think that you would
maybe just like completely like what about you?
Oh yeah, I was thinking arson also.
Yeah, okay, no.
Do you think that you would break into a pool maybe?
That's a little too crazy for me.
Well, pool's too much.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wouldn't break into a pool. Like, I'm like ruining that probably hotel's like entire reputation and costing millions.
Who cares though? But at least you look hot.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. Okay, yeah, never mind. I would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would you? Would you do that after a breakup? Would you like just lose your shit and then just do whatever the fuck you wanted? Some people do that.
For the sake of this video, yes. Oh, yes. You know what's funny? Wait. This could be a little off topic, on topic. One time when I was in school, I fucking love all the girls that I went to school with, by the way. This is no shade at all. I loved all of them. But there was this one time we were all in a room and we were all alone. Like there was no instructor there. So we were all just like talking and whatever. And one of the girls who was younger by like maybe like, God, I can't remember her age. Hold on. Maybe like 6 years younger than me. She was like telling us about the craziest things that she would do when a guy would piss her off. And the things that she would tell me, I would be like, girl, you're living a life that I can't imagine. I can't even relate to you in the slightest. She would literally be like, oh yeah, I've slashed his tires.
Oh,
what
God.
about it? Oh yeah, I've done this and that and whatever. And there was like Nair in the shampoo, like, you know, that sort of thing. And I'm not saying that only one person did this. I'm saying like other girls would share, you know?
Yeah.
Like putting Nair in his shampoo, slashing tires. Apparently putting a Jolly Rancher on the window breaks it or something because you can't like, I don't understand. But, and one of them told me that the person she hooked up with had a twin and he broke her heart, so she slept with the twin to get back at him. And I'm just like,
that's crazy.
I'm just like, wow, this is so interesting.
That's insane. But I feel like when you're at that point, you're just like, I'm just want to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And I kind of respect that.
I just think it's something that I would never do. And I even told the girls this, like for me, when I've had my heart broken, those few times, the best thing for me to do, I just have too much pride. So I never want to be like that girl who's like going crazy over a guy, or at least let it be known that I'm going crazy for a guy. So I'll literally just like block you and pretend like you're dead to me.
But I also respect that.
Never speak to them again.
Everyone's different. But I think
drop down the craziest thing.
I know, drop the craziest thing you've done. And then our entire comment section becomes like evidence for like court cases.
Drop down the craziest thing you've done after a breakup.
Oh my
Please,
God.
let us know. We're very curious.
That's insane to me because I don't know. I don't think I would ever go that far.
No, me neither.
Because I'm so scared of authority.
I'm so scared of looking stupid.
Yeah. But I feel like if I were like, I don't know, rich.
Filthy rich.
Wearing the best like pasties covering my nips. I feel like I could go crazy.
You think so? You think you deserve it?
I think I would.
Well, do you think a book where our main character is filthy rich to save your life?
I didn't think so, but now I do.
Welcome to the Book Fix podcast, a podcast where we fix lives, one book about a rich girl at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli. We are still currently sitting in a bed. It's funny because in like, when you think about when people are viewing these episodes, they're like, wow, they have not gotten up.
They have not changed. They have not taken off their makeup, changed their makeup.
No.
They don't care.
We just live like this.
Honestly. I love recording in batches. Can I just say that? I think it's the best thing we've ever done.
I know. It's nice coming back to it. And although we didn't read, we give ourselves a reasonable time limit.
And a reasonable list.
2 weeks to read 40 books.
No.
We could have.
It was like
21
It was
books.
21 books, yeah.
That's crazy. But I like how I was going to text you like, oh, have you been reading? And instead that conversation just ended like, let's keep adding. We got to keep adding. If we do this, we'll be done with the whole year.
We were so hopeful. Honestly, I feel like we really could do it. Maybe during your spring break.
Yeah, that's true. And honestly, with the time we had, we did read a lot.
Yeah.
We've actually been doing pretty well with not, like, one of us not falling too deep behind.
Yeah.
Because before that would happen, and I'd be like, it was me. I'd be like, let me read 7 books in 2 hours.
Do you remember that day where you literally read like 3 books in one fucking day?
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you remember all of the details?
I'll never get over that day where it was so cold in my house, and we had a heater right next to our faces, blasting on high. Both of us not talking, reading the same book to finish it.
Oh, that was cute.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Honestly, it builds character.
So we are finally
discussing the super popular Tessa Bailey. This is our intro to Tessa Bailey. It happened one summer.
Her voice feels as fresh and contemporary as a Netflix rom-com. Written by Entertainment Weekly. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I've seen a lot of Tessa Bailey out there, specifically this book.
Yeah.
Looking at it, had no idea what it was about.
I knew it was about a rich girl, but that's about it.
So this rich girl, her name is Piper. And she's kind of known because she's an influencer. So she's just known to just kind of be crazy. Just do whatever the fuck she wants.
She doesn't really have any goals in her life.
No.
Besides maybe shopping.
No real skills.
Yeah, she just loves to like post online, I guess. And I just thought it was so funny the way that this book started, because it literally starts with her getting dumped.
Yeah.
And she's just like, the unthinkable has happened. And it's just like 3 weeks of her life wasted. Like 3 fucking weeks.
3 weeks.
This was like her record, like her longest relationship. Apparently 3 weeks.
Damn.
And she's getting dumped by this guy named Adrian, which I think he's also fucking rich. Mm-hmm. Why would she date a poor boy? That's crazy.
I know.
And I just think it's so funny because
we've been through so much.
Yeah, it's like we've been through so much. I put 3 weeks. Hello. So she feels so sad about this breakup, and she's described as like not being all the way there because he's just trying to tell her like, no, girl, it's over. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, no, like, over? No way. And he says, I've dated some airheads, Piper, but you put them all to shame.
Yep. And that really, really gets to her because I think he also mentions
you play dress up and spend your daddy's money. You don't have a reason to learn anything.
Oh, God, it really sucks because this one gets her. And the only way she can think of coping is like, what if I just throw the biggest party?
It's not even her idea though, which is the part that infuriates me. So she calls. It's so weird because she's like, okay, I have 2 friends that I could call, or
no, my friend or my sister.
Oh yeah. And so she ends up calling her friend for some reason, who's not really her friend, and they end up throwing this rager that was her fucking friend's idea, and basically they broke into this like hotel's pool.
Yeah. And by destroying the glass door.
Yeah. And then the next chapter just starts with, jail is a cold, dark place.
Dude, she's so funny.
She is really fucking funny. I was dying laughing reading this. And I just also love that Piper's just funny. Like she's like charming.
Yeah.
Because she's looking at the guard and she's like, who's forcing you to wear beige pants? And why aren't they in here with me?
And even like after saying that, that guard is like, okay, you can use the nice restroom.
Oh my God, but wasn't it so fucking funny when she was like, what did she say? They kind of like connected to each other because the guard's like, yeah, sure. Who hasn't put all of their boyfriend's clothes in the bathtub and poured bleach on top? And Piper says, that's cold. Maybe I should have just slashed his tires. At least that's legal. That's not legal. Is what the guard says. And Piper's like winking at her like, yeah, right.
But this guard does talk to her and say, do you regret wasting taxpayer money? And it was like, oh shit, was my erasure really that much?
Like she had no idea that it would have affected that many people.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of like gets to her a little bit because she just had no idea. And she's thinking like, oh, nothing's going to come out of this. Like everything's going to be fine. But then her
Wait, hold on. You're right. These chapters, it always ends the joke that it said in the chapter before because she says to herself, I know it always turns out all right. In the next chapter, it was not all right as it turns out.
I fucking love that. And then so her stepdad, which is Daniel Mellinger, he's just like over her shit. He's like, I'm not doing this anymore. You know, I thought it was so fucking funny when he was like, you know what? Your dad owned this one bar at, where was it? Something Port.
Yeah.
Newport? No. Something Port. I can't remember where. And he was like, and you're going to go and you're going to take care of this place because you need to Westport. And you need to figure out like what you're going to do with your life because I can't keep like bailing you out of these situations. And he literally tells her, I would tell you to go like take care of things, whatever last minute things you need, but you don't have anything. You don't have anything to take care of. And she's just like, well, damn, Daniel, you don't have to be so rude about it.
And it's funny, too, because she's going by herself at this point, but her sister, Hannah, is just like, no, I have to go with you. And it's her little sister, mind you. It's like, no, I have to go with you. And then Piper, trying to make her feel better, is like, you have a job here. Good things are happening for you. I'll find a way to cope. They must have sugar daddies in Westport, right? It's like, no, I'm going with you.
She's just like, yeah, no. Hannah's younger, but she's more equipped for life, I guess.
But then our man,
Brendan
Taggart.
Taggart? I don't know.
He is captain in Westport, captain of the Delray.
Lana?
Yeah, thank you. And he is like a crab captain because that's what Westport is known for. Mm-hmm. And he's the first one to spot Piper and Hannah, and they're all like in Piper's dad's bar, and they're fucking twerking on the walls, listening to whatever fisherman. It's like siren songs.
Yeah.
So they're all
it's
fucking
Holly Bailey
going crazy, and then Piper and Hannah walk in, looking completely out of place because they're wearing like.
Aren't they wearing like summer clothes and it's fucking raining?
Yes.
It's like pouring rain.
And it also describes them always wearing either like jumpsuits, sequins, like stilettos.
The super sparkly pink sequins jumpsuit.
Big floppy hat.
Oh my, her lipstick purse. Mm-hmm. Dude, I was obsessed with Piper. She's so funny. And it's funny because when Brendan sees her, he's just like the most, like she's wearing like the most ridiculous lipstick shaped purse that's dangling from her forearm.
But also, he does admit that she's attractive.
Yeah.
And I kind of love that about him, even though he didn't want to like her. Mm-hmm. The second time that he saw... Because at this point, he's like, okay, your dad owns this place. Let me go ahead and take you to where you're going to be staying. And they're like, yeah, there's a hotel near here, like a few 20 minutes, whatever. And it's like, no, there's a place you can stay. And takes him up to... the top upstairs of this bar, which is the housing area. No,
they knew they were gonna stay upstairs. Cause remember the dad or yeah. Daniel told her like, oh well, you're gonna stay above the bar because there's like a apartment sort of thing.
But that apartment has a bunk bed, completely worn down. And then you can hear like skittering of like the mice that live there.
I would lose my shit. And
Me
also, when they got there, Piper was, I guess she's more social, so she was just like, "Hey guys, where's the guy who would take care of this place?" And he's just like passed out drunk on the corner over there, and she's just like, "Yeah, I could tell he's been really taking care of this place. Damn."
But she has so much pride right now because of what Adrian and her stepdad said. She's like, I don't want to prove them right. I don't.
She doesn't have any aspirations or anything. So she's kind of just trying to hang in there. Also, it's not like she can leave. Where's she going to go?
So Brendan, by the way, the first time they meet, Piper immediately is like, oh my gosh, she's like kind of cute. So she tries flirting with him by just like looking at him a certain way.
And she she does a little wave.
Yeah.
Like a little like finger wave.
But then notices that he's wearing a ring.
A wedding ring, yeah.
And just completely stops.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like, nope, that's a married man right there. I'm fucking flirting with a married man.
Yeah.
So the next day, Brendan's at the grocery store and he's thinking about the girls like, that's crazy. Like, I can't believe that they're here. But you know what? I'm going to focus on me. What am I going to have for lunch? And then you hear it like the other aisle, Piper talking to her Siri. And what does she say?
No, I'm laughing because Piper's so fucking... She has no concept of anything. She's just talking about how like they want to leave, and she's just like, they could take the money from Daniel's debit cards, use it to rent a car, and drive back to LA. Depending on how much it costs to rent a car, it could be thousands of dollars or 50. She had no clue. Other people usually arrange these kinds of things for her.
It's hilarious. That's so funny.
Do you remember that part where she went shopping and she was like, oh yeah, I bought this, like, I don't remember what it was, but let's just say it was a radio. I bought this radio for like $50. What a steal. I don't remember what it was, but it was like, girl, that's not a steal.
That's so funny. She's just like vibing, dude. She doesn't know what's going on. So like when they're at the grocery store, Brendan's on the other aisle and she hears like, hey Siri, easy recipe.
A 1 ingredient recipe. 2 ingredient recipe.
Please. So she's over here like, I dragged my sister. I might as well cook for her.
Oh, then, yeah. She's trying to do something for her sister.
And it's funny because she doesn't want to look bad. So she's over here throwing random ingredients that make her look smart. And Brandon's like, okay, here you go. This is how you make pasta. And he like grabs a few ingredients and explains it to her. And I like it because they're bent down, like grabbing an ingredient. And she looks up at him. And in his mind, he's like, God damn, she's fucking prettier than the first time I saw her.
Yeah, he's like going through it, honestly. But I love how when he sees her, he's just like, did you make peace with the mice? And she's like, yes, they're making me a dress for the ball right now.
Cinderella, you get it?
And he's just like, he doesn't even make any indication that he knows what she's talking about.
Oh, she had made a joke. That's why he can't stop thinking about her. The first time they met, she said, I can be in a room full of people that I know and still not feel like I belong.
She said a joke?
Yeah, remember when they were being dropped off in the housing area? She said that, trying to like...
And it stuck with him?
Yeah, trying to like change the mood.
Yeah.
She's gotten prettier overnight, damn her.
Why does he decide to help her at this moment? I can't remember.
He doesn't. So at this point, he just says... ingredients because she was like, aren't you supposed to be like the face of Westport and you just were like completely rude to us? And he was like, okay, this is how you make food.
Here's how you make this pasta. And then he kind of like gave her the rundown, but pretty quickly.
And then at this point, she's like, he's very, very cold. And she says, God, I feel sorry for your wife. And he answers, you should. She put up with a lot. She says, I didn't mean, is she? Yep. Gone.
Damn.
But isn't it crazy because throughout the entire interactions before this point and to this point, he kept wanting to like clarify that she was gone.
Yeah.
Like he was like, how do I bring it up without sounding like...
I know. I thought it was interesting how he still wore the wedding ring though, because I thought it would happen like a month ago or something.
Yeah, but it was 7 years. So after the grocery store...
Well, first, before they part ways, don't you remember he was like, don't burn down the place. She's like, don't worry, I won't.
So immediately after,
she almost burned down the place.
because they're cleaning. So it was more Hannah because she had like basically gotten a towel and filled it with like Lysol, and they both cleaned the house like almost spotless, like a lot better than before. And while Piper is cooking, the towel that was close to the fire just caught flames.
Yeah.
It's funny because this seems like the longest part. They're watching that fire for such a long time.
Seriously, they don't know what to do.
So she grabs it with tongs and she's like, where do I take it? And she puts it on top of the meat sauce that she was making. And they're like, what do you do? And she's like, I don't know. I'm going to take it outside. So then she takes it outside and she's just screaming for help. And at this part, Brendan is across the street and he just sees Piper running outside with this like fire and just like looking around for help. And he immediately gets up with his friend. They grab a fire extinguisher and they run over and help her.
Yeah, but he gets mad at her, right?
Yes.
And he gets just frustrated because he's like, I didn't actually mean for you to burn down the place. And then wasn't it Hannah who was like, you're so mean to her, like leave her alone, you're just basically she basically called him a bully. And he was like shocked. He was like, wait, what, I'm bullying her? I didn't realize. I'm really sorry. So then he apologizes, and the friend, I don't remember the friend's name, but the friend is like, you know what, I'm gonna take the sister, I'm gonna give her some space. And then Brendan's like, why are you doing that? It's like, because you obviously want time with Piper. So I'll give you time with Piper. You do you, Captain. And so he takes Piper out to eat because he had just ordered takeout, and they eat together for the first time. Yeah. And I don't know if it's at this point where he realizes he likes her, but there's a point where he's like, oh my God, she's out of my league. Yeah. Like, this girl knows, like, it wasn't this moment, but yeah,
like basically she's into fine dining and people who are basically not him. Yeah. So he's just like, shit. So when they're talking, it's very like awkward because he seems like a man stuck in his ways, very routine oriented.
God, he's so routine oriented, and it's so funny because she tries to get him to eat a pie, and he's like, pie. Yeah, and he's just like, no, I can't do that. She's like, just do it. And he's like, not part of the routine, you know. And she's just like, you're so structured. It's kind of gross, actually. But I think he does end up tasting it, right?
He eats it all. He eats all of it. Yeah. But he complains about it the whole time. Yeah. But after they have their meal together, oh my God, you know what fucking part I liked? When they were talking and she says, you didn't let me flirt with you, and then I thought you were married. My whole pattern got thrown off. I didn't know how to act. Trying to flirt again seemed pointless. And he just said, try it. I was like, she should have. Because she was just like, nah, I'm good.
She's like, you know what? I'm not feeling it anymore.
Oh my God. I fucking love them. Dude, he was so into her.
Yeah, they were really cute. Let's skip a little forward.
Okay.
So I thought it was so fucking hilarious how Brendan is so just off the grid. He doesn't know anything about social media, doesn't understand it. And I just thought it was so hilarious when his crew members / friends are like, have you followed her on Instagram yet? Yeah. You know, have you followed her on Instagram? And
what the fuck is an Instagram?
He's like, what is that? And so he ended up making an Instagram. And it's just so fucking funny because he follows her. Only follows her. She's the only one he's following. And then he ends up like looking at her pictures and he's just like, oh my God.
She just post this stuff?
This girl's just like half naked. Oh, you know why he followed her on Instagram? Don't you remember that she made that comment that she keeps hitting her head? Yeah. And so he came over to fix the locks because the apartment didn't have a lock. So he put the lock, and that's when she was like, oh, I keep hitting my head on this bunk bed because she's not used to it. Yeah. And she was just in her underwear. And she made a comment like, oh, you know, I post worse on my Instagram. And that's why he made an Instagram.
Can you like write that down?
Can you spell that out for me, please?
I thought it was funny though. The reason that she woke up in such a startle was because she was having a dream that the mice, the rats were basically like making an army, and they were like attacking her, and she woke up and said like the Rat King.
And Hannah was just like, what?
Fuck.
That was so fucking funny.
Oh my god.
I thought they were hilarious. And then Brendan was just he's so funny. Like, he's the type to just like scroll all the way down and like the pictures.
Yeah, he was looking through everything.
Yeah, he was.
Oh my god, it was really getting him through it. Like,
it was so funny because when he followed her, all of the friends were like, "What are you doing? You can't follow
I was
her."
like, what do I do? Do I unfollow her? That's worse.
It's too late. You're in too deep. And then when Piper noticed that he was following her and only following her, she was like, "Oh, that's kind of cute, I guess."
So I think when he comes back, because at this point, Piper and Hannah decide if we fix up the bar, then maybe Daniel, our stepdad, will want us to come back early because he's seen what we can do.
Yeah, because so far the deal is that she stay there for 3 months.
And it's funny because when they're cleaning, they have this big like 10 gallon bag of trash, and they're just throwing a bunch of pieces of wood in here, and then they're like really feeling accomplished about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so Piper and Hannah are like, okay, let's go ahead and throw this to the trash, and they 1, 2, 3 try to lift it, and it doesn't move, and they're like, we didn't really think because we got to put it in like several bags. And at this point, ¿cómo se llama? Brendan walks in and he's looking around and he's like, so what's the vibe? And she says the vibe, and he's like, well, you guys have, and he like rips the wall and there's like a secret door. He just like fucking pulls that shit. He's like, yeah, you guys have a backyard or outside seating.
Yeah.
So if you want, you can build I forget what they're called, something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically outdoor seating.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, you guys can build that. Give me like 3 weeks.
Well, he doesn't even say anything. I just fucking love how he just is like just helping. And wasn't it so funny how Hannah was like, is he courting you? What is this?
Is he building you a thing to like? And it's funny because when he leaves, he's like, you throwing that away? Fucking picks it up, puts it over one shoulder, and just leaves. Mm-hmm. And they were like, was that it? And like, it's so, I fucking love this entire section because he just keeps coming in and out with a lot of friends. Mm-hmm. And they're just over here like.
And it's so fucking funny when Piper tells Hannah, why doesn't he just tell me to sleep with him like a normal guy? Because she has no concept of like what love is, really.
No, she doesn't. You know, this is one of the, remember when we read fucking Sarah J. Maas?
Which one?
The first book, ACOTAR, and they told me that the reason our main character Farah couldn't say that the answer was love is because she didn't get it. And then I was just like, no, that's not it.
Yeah,
I get it more with Piper, because Piper, I feel like Piper really doesn't understand love because no one really believed her.
Yeah.
At all. Not even her mom. Mm-hmm. Her mom seems very absent. Mm-hmm. Right?
I thought the mom was kind of irritating because obviously, so Hannah and Piper's dad passed away. Mm-hmm. And I believe he passed away from like a fishing accident. Mm-hmm. And their mom was just too sad that she could never return to Westport.
Yeah.
And so she never really told them anything about their dad. So they're kind of like learning about their father by being in this place, which is kind of cute because everyone's like, oh my God, what's his name? You're
Mike? No.
You're
Mike.
Why is my first instinct always to say Henry? You're
everyone's Henry
something
in this town.
Cross. You're Cross's daughter. Wow, you look just like him. Crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what was his name?
Henry.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, so Henry Cross was their dad. And so they're learning about him through being in this town. And I thought it was really cute how Piper really like integrated herself in this town. Yeah. Because she ended up meeting her grandma and connecting with her. And basically she became like her hairdresser.
Yeah.
And she came connected with this guy. What was his name?
Man.
The old man was
Mick. No.
It started with an A. No,
Abraham.
No.
But it's an old man that in town, he used to like to walk around, but because he's old, he can't. So she will walk him up some steps so he can just sit for a bit.
Yeah. And then there was like other people that she would help by giving them like makeup advice. And I thought it was really cute because they would buy her drinks and she would just keep giving them advice on beauty. And yeah, so she really like formed a bond in this place. You know, it wasn't just through Brendan. And so I was just like really rooting for Piper. I was like, girl,
how did you
slay?
How did you feel about that part when he was still building the thing for her and she was just trying to flirt with him and was like, oh, you didn't do your Instagram verification. You need to post
a picture
of yourself smiling. And then he was like, no, you don't. And his friends were like, no, you do. Like, we all had to do it. So you just have to do it. And so
they're trying to get him to hold like one of his tools and he's like, but it's not even on. Just hold it.
Yeah.
Just hold it.
And I forget what she says to him, but she smiles or he smiles and she gets a picture of it.
Yeah.
And then it turns out he knew that they were just messing with him, but he just wanted to do something to make her smile. And it's at the very end. I think her sister is gone. She went somewhere. And she's alone with Brendan. And Brendan's like, let me show you like what I built. And then she was like, I can't believe you did this for me. And he was like, okay, are you ready? And she was like, well, for what? It's like, because I'm about to ask you out to dinner.
Yeah.
It's like, you built all of this just so you can ask me out to dinner? And he's like, no, I was just building up the courage to ask. So I just needed some time. Dude, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
I move away because I can't handle this shit. Shut the fuck up, Brendan.
They were so fucking cute. But wait, can I just say, let's not detract from the fact that they're so fucking cute. But isn't it so sad how they have like an annual like memorial for his ex-wife, Denise? And
Denise?
Desiree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. D, whatever. So the ex-wife, Desiree, her dad was
Mick.
Wasn't he like also a fisherman?
Mick used to be the captain of Delaware.
But then he gave it to
Brendan,
thank you. And so he kind of felt like he had to keep mourning her. I mean, like he obviously would mourn her, but you know.
he felt really bad because her death, first of all, could not have done anything about it. You know, it was an aneurysm, I believe, something like that. But it happened while he was gone.
Yeah,
on a fishing trip.
But they weren't really like in love with each other, right?
No, it felt like because they both respected Mick, they needed to get married, and they liked each other in the way of like friendship, but
not like really romantic.
Yes,
and I thought it was really sad because they were.
It's sad, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, they were gonna do the memorial, right? And at this point, it was Brendan's friend who told him, you know what? It's not fair that Mick's not letting you move on. Like, it's time, dude. It's been 7 years.
Fucking Brendan just kind of pouting, sad. Yeah,
sad,
you know what?
You're right. Oh, you're right, bro. You're so right.
Fucking the doors slam open. Fucking Piper, 13, 16 shots in her hand. Let's get this fucking party started.
She's like, woo, shot.
Why are you all looking like someone died?
I fucking died in this fucking moment. I thought it was so fucking funny because Brendan was just so, I don't know, he's just charmed by her.
Yeah.
And so Mick was just looking at her like, who the fuck is this? Does this girl think she is? And then Piper's just so mortified that she leaves and she's so embarrassed. I think she even cries. I don't remember.
Yeah, she does cry. And Brendan is like, he's kind of shocked by himself because he's like, I can't believe I'm leaving my late wife's memorial to go chase a girl right now.
Yeah. And
he goes over to her and puts his hand around her and is like, hey, it's fine. And it's like, no, but that's your wife. I can't believe I just did that. That's so embarrassing. And so
And then doesn't she have a moment where she's like, oh, they were right. Like, I'm such an airhead.
Yeah.
And he's just like, who the fuck said that to you?
who the fuck said that? He's like
Yeah.
ready to fight.
Yeah.
And so they're walking home and I forget what she says, but he tells her like, I don't put my arm around just any girl. Just to let you know.
He does say that. He does say that. And she was like, whoa, what are we?
Where are we?
But anyway, so
by the way, the reason they're not just being together is because remember Piper's going to leave eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And by looking at him, she knows that he wants something serious.
Especially knowing the kind of guy that he is.
Mm-hmm. Very, very intense. But she wants something casual.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first time they kiss, by the way, which is right when he asks her about dinner plans.
Mm-hmm. After he built
by the way, an amazing kiss.
Yeah.
It was so good. But when that happened, she tells him then, like, I just want something casual. And she's like, okay, sure.
He's like, if that's what you want.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, wedding ring in hand.
No, yeah. The second wedding band, he's just putting it away. No, it's good. It was good.
You know what? I was going to say casual, too. I was definitely thinking the exact same thing.
That's weird. This is a casual ring.
This is I'm just your friend ring.
How did you feel, though? Because after that whole moment, the next time they see each other, he's just not wearing a ring.
Bitch, she knew. She was like,
knew.
We're moving forward with this. I was excited for him because it was definitely past time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he needed to move on at this point. Oh my god, I feel like I wrote so many notes for this book.
Yeah, I highlighted a lot. Oh my god, you are saying these quotes like word for word. Like
yeah, this book is burned into me.
Yeah. He goes home, takes off his gold band, says goodbye to it, and apologizes a final time.
Oh yeah, so she tells him, let's keep it casual because I'm gonna go back to LA, and he's like, yeah, totally, bro.
He brings them donuts the next day, and she's like, oh my god, he's not wearing his wedding ring, but he's keeping it super like sweet. And it's funny because she's explaining how she wants the bar to look, but because she's not a fisherman, she wants to go for that vibe. It's like, what do you mean fisherman vibes? And it's like,
nets, ropes,
red. And instead of judging her, he's like, oh yeah, you can get a deal for nets here, and like completely helps her. Such a sweet guy.
I love that he never like judges her, he's just like, yeah.
Oh, and that's when they build the patio. They still hadn't gone out yet. That's when they build the patio, and that's when he works up his courage to ask her out on a date. Yeah. And that's when they have their first kiss. Sorry, we were out of order. That's when they have their first kiss, and them dating, their first date is going to his house.
Because he cooks her or something, right?
Yeah, and you remember he like went out to buy her really expensive champagne, and he was like, I don't even know if this one's good. I just got it. And she comes dressed as if just to have sex.
Yeah.
Like, and he looks at her and is just kind of like, no, that's not why you're here.
Yeah, he's like offended by it. He's just like, wait, this girl only wants to sleep with me when I'm husband material?
Thank you, Alexis Hall. Thank you. I fucking love that part. Ready to ask you for dinner. I needed something to keep me busy while I worked up the nerve to ask. God, such a good moment. But it's funny because he's just like, don't fucking think that I'm just gonna sleep with anyone. Fucking 2 pages later, like he's so all over her. They don't have sex though, but
he like goes down on her.
Yeah,
he just like throws her on the table, and he's just like, girl, I'm gonna give you a good time.
Yeah,
and you're gonna be begging for more,
dude. And it was so dude, how was the spice?
10 out of 10.
It was so good.
10 out of 10. It was so fucking good. Tessa, you did that shit.
And it's funny because I like the part where she said like, oh, he said, I don't drink champagne. So she just like pours it all over herself. It's like, what about now?
Yeah.
No. He's like, fucking
like,
easy wipes her.
he's just like, oh, let me clean you up. Let me clean you up real
kind
quick.
of ruined the moment, Piper.
But like, kind of delish.
Compliments to the chef. Fucking, they're so cute together. So after
I thought it was so fucking sweet. Brendan really, he just knows. He knows what he wants and he goes after it. Because didn't he like quickly give her a copy of the keys to his apartment or house, whatever it is?
It was because after this moment, he was going to go out fishing and he noticed that the weather was going to be bad. But he didn't tell her that. And was just like, it's going to get cold. So just in case, if it gets too cold, you could sleep here. Don't read into it.
Yeah.
It's just a key. Like, I just want to let you know. And so
she's just like, ew, why would I want to stay here? My little cabin is so much better.
And so he leaves and she's just like, fuck, I like kind of miss him.
Yeah.
Like kind of. And she was going to use these days to separate herself from him because she didn't want it to become a serious thing. Meanwhile, he's out here like he's never went on a fishing trip hoping to come back. But he's over here like...
Counting down the seconds.
Fuck, what do we do out here?
Where the fuck is the crab?
You know what I thought was cute?
What?
It didn't happen this time, but there was a point where Brendan was like, I used to judge everyone whose wives and girlfriends and fiancés would like see them off and it would take forever. I get it now.
She was like, yeah. Embarrassing. Couldn't be me.
She like puts away her poster. Oh yeah, stupid.
That's
so
cute.
the weather gets really, really bad. And she gets nervous because she's like, it's out there. It's where he's at.
Yeah.
And so she goes to his house to calm down and like sleeps in his bed and is just kind of like, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. And Hannah calls her and is like, did you hear? Like, he's at the hospital. And she's like, fuck. And she like puts on his shirt, I think, because she doesn't have any clothes.
Yeah.
She has leggings on and just takes his truck to go to the hospital and shows up there super nervous. Like she's sobbing, I think.
I think so, yeah.
And then when she sees him, he's not even hurt.
He's just there getting checked up.
It was someone else who was hurt and he came with them.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, I thought I lost you. And he was like, you came like all this way?
Yeah. And I would do it again, bitch. Didn't they like not even make it home? Like they were just like, I miss you so fucking much. And they just made it in the fucking closet somewhere.
That's the first time they have sex.
Oh yeah.
It is because when they're like, do you have a condom? It's like, no. Well, shit.
Well, let's just say a prayer.
But she was on birth control.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was on birth control. So then he was like, we good? This is good? You good? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. And they literally have sex and then Mick shows up. Right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Mick shows up. And you can obviously tell that something happened in that closet.
Yeah. And she's still wearing his clothes.
Yeah.
So she goes home with him. And I think
it was cute though, because she was like, okay, I'll just go, like leave, and because she wanted to give them privacy. And he was like, no, where are you going?
Yep. They go home together. And I don't remember how it happens because they start considering each other a couple at this point.
Yeah.
Right? So boyfriend, girlfriend. And and then after he drops her off, Brendan goes to his friend's house and he's like, how do you do it? How do you like get a girl to continue to stay into you?
And he's like, continue? Wait, what?
First of all,
you sleep with them?
Disgusting assumption.
You sleep with them and then you disappear.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
But he's like, you gotta be like, you gotta change. You like gotta be willing to do things for her.
Yeah.
And so there is one point where, it's funny because this friend also, he, like you said, he sleeps around. He kind of does his own thing. I want to find out his name because we just keep calling him
I think
friend.
it's Nick. Please tell me.
I think it's Henry.
It's not Henry.
I want to figure it out.
Is it Nick? Can you look up Nick? Like, just search it.
I don't think you're right. Sorry, you were right about Henry, but I don't think you're right about this one.
Should we bet on it?
Because there is a Mick in the story, so why would they call him Nick?
Oh, it's Fox.
Fox. Okay. So Fox basically tells him, like, you got to be willing to do shit for her, you know? Like, you know, how I know there's like a record convention and like Hannah likes records. And he's like, wait, why the fuck?
And he's like, what?
Why do you know that?
Yeah.
Well, I just know that.
That's just things you need to know.
Don't read into it. It's like, wait, okay. And so then Piper calls. I don't remember the reason, but then he was like, hey, you want to go to Oregon? You want to just spend like a long weekend in Oregon? I hear they have a record convention. Actually, Fox told me, and Fox like, shut the fuck. I didn't tell you anything. And so it's like, yeah, we could go get records, and you, your sister, and Fox and I can go. And then she's like, okay, that sounds amazing. And she hangs up, and he gets the nicest hotel.
Yeah.
And she's so shook because she's like, wait, is my boyfriend rich?
She's like, wait, I thought I was doing charity work out here.
But it turns out he probably makes millions of dollars.
Yeah, he's just living humbly.
Yeah, so then she was like,
because he does reveal to her, like, how much do you think crab costs?
Yeah.
And I'm putting my life on the line out there.
Yeah, every single day.
Yeah.
Doing God's work.
Yeah.
So
doing Aquaman's work.
one thing I really liked about this whole thing, first of all, that Fox and Hannah are like besties. I think that's so cute that they get along.
Yeah.
I really like that part where she finally goes shopping for jeans and she's trying all of them on and she like hates all of them and he's like, they all literally look great.
Yeah.
Like, what is up?
Yeah.
And he buys all of them for her.
Oh, because he's trying to spoil her. Yeah. And he's like, any place you want to go, I'll take you. And he's just like, fuck, I'm gonna be fucking broke.
Yeah, any place. He's like opening his bank account and it's like, are you being robbed? It feels like a bitch.
He's like, hasn't even bought anything for himself like in the past couple of years.
Fucking his bank account calls him like, the last time you made a payment, not counting your rent, was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
An emergency coffee.
Literally.
But she notices and is like, you don't have to buy me stuff. And he's like, but I get turned on when I buy you stuff. And she's like, no, yeah.
Actually, you know what? Buy me stuff.
Everything.
Actually, I want that right over there.
And the spice is so good. I just want to keep saying that. But their love is so good. And I think by this point, they both know that they love each other, but they haven't said it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see when the shoe drops.
Doesn't? Oh, I remember. So it started off with them inviting Daniel, the stepdad. Remember, they were going to invite him to some like party they were going to throw at the bar. And Hannah knew that the point of it was so that he can see everything and be like, oh my God, these girls are doing so good. These girls are slaying. Yep. Yes, girls, you can come back home. Everything will be chill. But Piper didn't tell Brendan that she invited her stepdad. Yep. So that was one thing. But the second thing was that her old friend, not real friend, who she hasn't even heard from. Yeah, she hasn't even heard from this friend this whole time. Calls her and she's like, bitch, you're all over the tabloids again. Yep. And it's for, why is she on the tabloids again?
Because now people are on her side.
Because they know she's rebuilding,
Oh, it's
right?
because she went missing and all of a sudden she's in like this nowhere town and she posted a picture with no location and people were like, where the fuck is she?
Yeah.
So now she's getting all of her popularity back and she's over here like, I don't really fucking care.
Yeah.
But she's not like denying Kirby anything. But Kirby's like, we should throw a big party for you for your birthday.
Yeah.
And like, it's going to be fucking crazy. People are going to have to pay to get in. That's how crazy it's going to be. So there's all this going on. And it's funny because there's a point where she's getting super overwhelmed and she doesn't know how to tell Kirby no. And Brendan's like, well, what are you doing? Like, what's holding you back? And like, she's like, I don't fucking know anything. All I know is that I fucking love you, and it's crazy. And he's like, wait, hold on,
Back
what?
up. Wait, what?
It's just crazy. Like, she's just like completely like ignoring it. But he's like, that's not a thing. That's just a thing. Like, I love you too, and like, no matter what happens, like we will figure this out together. And she's like sobbing. They're both happy, but then like, I think they come back from their trip, and it's funny because they drive up to the house, and Hannah's like, okay, you can have Piper. You can have her. But we're a package deal. Do you have a room at your place? And he's like, yep. Yes. To whatever we're saying, yes. And Piper's like, wait, hold the fuck on. Like, what? And it's like, yeah, we're going to move in together because I don't ever want to have a moment separate from you. So they move in.
Yeah.
And they have such a good life. Like, it's just so sweet.
It's peaceful, and she feels like her life has more meaning now because of all of the connections that she's made in this town.
How do you feel about the fact that, like, she keeps making that pasta? And there's that one bet that Hannah's like, how long do you think it's going to take Brendan to admit that he's sick of pasta? And her bet was like a few weeks, and Hannah bet never. Like, he's just going to eat it forever. And he was like, Hannah would have won.
Yeah. How did she figure it out again?
She just knew.
She just said it, right?
Yeah, she just said it. Because Brendan was thinking it, but he wasn't saying it.
She kept making the same pasta over and over again because she can't. She doesn't know how to cook. So she just learned this one pasta. And I do remember that his point of view, he was like, God fucking damn it, not again.
He's like scared of it. I thought I threw it all away. She just keeps going to the grocery store. But it's their love is so sweet. But then
what happens?
Daniel calls.
That fucking bitch.
And he basically cancels. No. He's just like, I just want to double check. I am coming in for.
He said he's not.
No, at this point he is.
Oh, okay.
So I am coming in to see what you've done with the bar. So just letting you girls know. And it's like, okay, do you want to stay with us? It's like, oh, fuck God, no. No, I'm going to stay at a neighboring town that has shit. So, no, yeah. See you girls later.
With some AC and a heater.
And by the way, their mom doesn't come.
No, because it's too painful.
She was not.
There's
like that. That's like a running on thing in this town. It's like, to be a woman here, you have to be a very resilient woman.
Yeah.
Remember? So her mom was not it. But I mean, everyone in that town is kind of a resilient person. I don't know. It's weird. So Brendan hears the conversation and he's like, what the fuck? Like, was he still gonna come? And it's like, yeah, but that was like a long time ago. It's like, yeah, but you told him you're not leaving, right?
Right, babe, we unpacked, right?
Take out the pasta, babe. I want pasta.
What's another pasta, babe?
But then they even bring up the whole Kirby thing. It's like, have you even said no to your friend? He's like, well, I'll do it eventually. And he's like, oh shit, you were planning to still go to the party? Are you planning to still leave?
Yeah, after everything we've been through, you're gonna fucking leave me?
If I have a wedding, he gets the wedding band. Fucking puts it back on. And so she's like, where is this all coming from? Yeah. Like, I didn't even say shit. And he's like, no, I'm gonna go.
You don't have to say shit.
And if you love me, you will show up. I'm sorry.
No. She tells him, she's like, I'm still gonna show up to say goodbye to you, bitch. And
but then he says, if you don't show up, I'll take that as your answer.
Yeah, she's like, don't worry, I will.
And he leaves. And honestly, this whole fight threw me the fuck off.
Yeah, me too. I was like, this came out of nowhere.
I will say, I was about to give this book a 5 out of 5 until this part.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't like this part because it was so unlike him for him to fall apart so easily. But this is the whole men and commitment thing. Like,
all over again.
He was very insecure about that point.
If you don't know what we're talking about, when we discussed You Had Me at Hola, we talked about how men IRL have commitment issues, and it's just an ick for us. And I don't think he has commitment issues. I think he was just feeling insecure. Yeah. Of like, oh damn, maybe she's gonna go to this party and realize that I can't give her the life that she's used to.
Yep.
And he was just feeling insecure. That's what I think.
So, she gives him space because Hannah says you need to give him space. And the next day she wakes up early and does her morning walk with her friend,
The old man.
And she's like, okay, I'm gonna go see him, like things are gonna be okay, things are okay. And the man falls and hits his head really hard.
Yeah.
And this part scared me so much because I thought he was gonna fucking die.
Really?
I was so worried, but the fact that they waited so long, I was like, shit. I don't want to see Brendan crying, but I feel like he would.
Yeah.
And she made it to the port, but his boat was already gone.
Yeah.
And the other wives were there.
And she was like, they were all like, it's going to be okay, honey. Because she's like crying.
But they even told her, like, he was looking for you, by the way. Like, he was looking. And she's crying. And then they tell her, like, but you need to be strong for them. Because they don't mention this, but we, like, are their strength. Like, we have to be there for them. And she's like, you know what? Okay. Things aren't that bad. It's fine. I could talk to. And she texted him while she was with the old man. Like, something. We don't know what it is yet. What was I going to say? Oh, so then she's like, you know what? I'm just going to Labor Day, I'm just going to make this bar look nice. My stepdad's going to come out. Brendan's going to come. It's going to be fucking lit. So, yes, we're going to do that. And so then it comes up and no one shows up.
Yeah.
And it's empty. And she's like, does no one fucking like me in this? Where the fuck did everyone go? So, the only person that comes in is Mick. And Mick is like, you don't belong here.
You don't fucking belong
You don't
around
fucking
here.
belong. You don't belong around these parts.
And
Back
she's
in
like,
my day, you would be chewed up. Like,
spat out.
am I being rude? I'll be ruder. But yeah, he tells her that. And she's just like so heartbroken. Because now she feels like she doesn't belong in this place where she thought she did.
Yeah.
And her sister's like, you need to go back to LA. Like, go to your party. Go enjoy your party. And she does. She leaves and Brendan comes in. And it's funny because when Brendan comes in, the place is popping, dude. Fucking Hannah is like the DJ, the bartender, the everything.
Everyone was just like an hour and a half late.
Yeah, because there was like apparently an accident. So they went to go handle the accident and then came in. So fucking
He's like, ooh, where's my girl?
Yeah. So then Brendan is looking around. He's like, where's Piper? And then it's like, oh, I told her to go back. She like thought no one liked her. It was like a whole thing. And
I said, yeah, bitch, nobody likes you. Please go home.
And Nick is like, and I would say it again. Bitch. But then Hannah's like, I sent her back because she lost her Piper charm.
Yeah.
And Brendan's like, she lost her charm. I get it, bitch. And so then everyone in town is like, I'm so sad she thinks that because I love her. She comes and gives me a walk every day.
Yeah, so everyone is just like speaking about how much Piper has made their life better. And Brendan is just like, wow, I didn't realize that.
And Mick is just kind of like, yeah, Piper's nice, I guess. I wouldn't say anything to her.
Alright, I guess.
I might have maybe said something a little mean to her.
Wasn't she gonna like do some shots at the memorial? Did everybody forget that? Everyone forgot that?
Shit was iconic, Mick. So then Brendan's like, I lost her forever. I don't know what to do. And Hannah's like, pull yourself together. You need to get your girl. So here, she's not gonna come back. And I don't know where she is right now. I don't know if she's with her friend Kirby, if she's home. But what you can do is I will give you the directions to her party. $500 to get in. Sorry, I'm broke. But you can get in, Mr. Captain.
All those crabs.
It'd be funny if he showed up. He's like, I have no cash, but I have 3 crabs. So
You're like, oh my God.
Uncooked. Still clipping.
Damn.
So then
That's
he
worth
goes
it.
to the party. And before the party starts, Piper is talking to Kirby, and she's just not feeling it. Like, she's sitting on a mechanical unicorn.
Yeah. Which is kind of iconic, honestly.
Yeah, it is. And she's just like, I don't want to do this. Yeah. And her friend's like, well, you're already on the unicorn.
And it's already going up.
That should cost us $10,000. Bye.
You're already going upwards. So what am I supposed to do?
And so she goes on this unicorn, and she's like smiling, but she's like, I don't want to be here. Like, these aren't my people. Yeah. And she looks, and it's funny because it's like fucking everyone is 4 feet tall, but her 9-foot boyfriend.
Oh my God.
There, and he does the cutest shit. Where he sees her, takes off his beanie and just holds it. Baby! Joe!
I'll catch you.
I thought it was so funny because I don't know if you thought the same thing, but I thought her ex-boyfriend Adrian would have came to look for her after she got famous again and was like, babe.
Didn't he?
No, he didn't. Well,
somebody was there.
No. I thought throughout the story, because then when she was walking, when she saw Brendan, she jumped off of the unicorn and they were like trying to get to each other. And then Adrian stands in front of her and is like, hey, Piper, we got to reconnect. And then Brendan just grabs him and like tosses him across the room.
Like a fucking rag doll. He's just out of the way.
Dude, how did you feel about his apology? Because he was really sorry. How'd you feel?
I just really love Brendan, so I was like, you know,
were you like, I wasn't even mad. I
wasn't even mad at Brendan, honestly.
Dude, I felt like
I wasn't upset. I was like, Brendan, you have my whole heart, always and forever, babe.
Yeah. No, I didn't know how much I wanted to hear him apologize. But he was so apologetic. Yeah. He was like, if I could have you again, please, like, you are my everything. You are my world. You are my life. I love you, babe. I'll buy that unicorn for you if that's what makes you happy, babe.
I'll get
you. He looks so hot up there. But he takes her back to Westport. Yeah. And how does the book end?
And they live happily ever after.
That's the water. Wait. Here's the man walking up the steps. You can't hear it. And
yeah, that's basically the end.
I feel like something else happens at the end.
Let me think. Do they get married, or did I just dream about that?
Did you dream about it?
No, just kidding. But wouldn't that be funny?
How'd you feel about her calling his hugs the recharge station?
I thought that was so cute. Because I feel that.
Fox bought Hannah the Fleetwood Mac disc that she wanted. And she was like, that's so friendly of him. And Piper at the end is like, I know it's more than friendly, but I don't have to tell her that right now.
Yeah, she doesn't need to know that.
A couple of hours later, Piper stood on the dock and watched Delray approach, her pulse going faster and faster as it came closer, white wake spreading out across the vessel. Learning to love herself just as she was, frivolous and silly on occasion, determined and stubborn on others. When she was mad, she raged. When she was sad, she cried. And when she was happy, like she was in this moment, she threw her arms open and ran right towards the main source, letting him sweep her away. Good night. Good night. Let's dream about it now.
Let's dream about their wedding, okay?
Okay. Unicorn.
Okay. Definitely a unicorn.
I like our episodes just end with us taking a nap. Okay, nap. This is the nap portion of the episode. Ready? Go.
I was so into this book that oh my God, dude. I literally was like, how do I tell her to read it without telling her that I'm obsessed with it? Because I was genuinely laughing, especially because Piper was so out of touch with like literally everything in the beginning. So I was really happy when she was able to form connections with the people in Westport, and especially when she met her grandma. It was just kind of sad that her grandma and her mom just like never spoke to each other, like ever.
Yeah, but I also like that although that was the case, it didn't stop her from her making her connections.
Yeah.
Because it shows like the purpose in her life is she's a person that makes very meaningful connections.
Yeah. And it's not based on her mom. But I also kind of wish that we would have gotten more from her mom, because her mom did give her that advice of like, don't fall in love with the fisherman. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
The crabs are worth it. It's fucking not.
The crabs?
Yeah. The king crabs.
Yeah.
It's not. They have imitation crab for a reason.
Yeah. It tastes the same, basically.
Dude, she's fucking gonna be married to a rich ass man.
And it was so unintentional.
Mm-hmm.
But
I need to see if book 2 is about her sister and Fox.
It is. That's how I remembered his name. Why are you crying?
I love this book.
Oh. Tessa, where have you been, girl?
Where have you been, Loca? Hook, line, and sinker. That's him. That's her. She's so cute. Oh my God. I'm so happy for them. I haven't even read it yet, and I'm so happy for them.
What were your thoughts?
Hook, line. It's
You know what I just realized?
What?
It's gonna be hard for us to make shorts when we're literally just laying down like this.
Our short has to start now. Hey guys, welcome to this episode. It's not my fault. This squishmallow is so soft.
I'm just too comfortable. I'm sorry.
Are we gonna wait? You're spending the night, right?
No, girl. I have to work tomorrow.
Who needs to work?
Me.
I don't get it. Doesn't make sense. Call in and be like, "Hey, boss, can't come in. Too comfy." Yeah. This is my temporary space, as you can see with the squishmallow.
Anyway, how did you feel about the book?
I love this book so much. I thought the humor was so good. Mm-hmm. Dialogue amazing. The pacing of this book was amazing. The only issue to me was the fight.
Yeah.
Because it just felt to me that at that point, Brendan had shut down, and it was so unlike him to do that.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like it was out of nowhere. But I also kind of expected it, you know?
Yeah, it had to happen.
It had to have happened, you know? And also, Brendan couldn't be too perfect.
Yeah.
He had to have one flaw, at least.
I did think his apology was really good.
Yeah, and I forgave him before he even said anything. I was like, yeah Brendan.
I wish they would have written more of an interaction. Still same, but I wish it would have been Adrian looking, who the fuck is that? And then
just toss him out the window.
I fucking love
so
that shit.
So fucking funny. Oh my God.
Shows how little of importance that man was.
Nobody cares about that man.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so funny.
I love it. They're gonna live happily ever after.
Well,
I hope they come up in the second book.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're on the same wavelength. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we'll see them again in the second book.
I love Piper.
Piper too. I think she's so funny. She's very likable.
Yeah, she really is. That being said, let me sit up.
Okay, hold on. Okay, that being said, I would say that this book had a pretty big impact on my life. I think it changed me as a person. Mm-hmm. I think I would give it a 5 out of 5.
Wow, dude. I think, honestly, when I finished reading this book, because of that fight portion, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Still valid.
But I don't know. Because I will say there are some books in this bulk read that we're doing that I gave a 5 out of 5. And I think this might also be one of them that I'm
Am I supposed to?
You don't have to guess.
Guess?
You don't have to guess because I know you know. To everyone who is watching, to everyone who is listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, please don't lay down.
I'm sorry. I feel like as the video progresses, we always get lower and lower.
It's comfy.
It's so comfy.
We literally, this is such a temporary film space.
Who said that?
But you were all talking about like buying squishmallows. This kind of sounds great.
This kind of sounds like an amazing idea. We should just keep this in, you know?
Yes. To everyone who's listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, thank you so much. If you can leave a rating of 5 stars and a review recommending another book to us, that would be great. I want another rom-com like this. It was so good.
Yeah, that'll make us laugh out loud.
If you want to support us and you have extra money, what can they do?
So we do have a Patreon, and right now it really just serves as a way for our listeners to let us know that you really enjoy our content. You can find us on patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, you can also find us on Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix, or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you wanna, or if you are watching us on YouTube, thank you. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. If you want to support us on social media, we do have an Instagram and a Threads at the Bookfix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD. We also have a TikTok at the Bookfix, THEBOOKFIX, and we have a Goodreads at the Bookfix, THEBOOKFIX. Really, really pushing you to go follow us and support us on Goodreads because it's popping over there.
Well, it could be. It could be
poppin'.
popping if you follow us. Please do.
Gosh, Eamon is so like...
She's on it.
Did you see her review for this one?
No.
So Eamon, Booktalker, gave this a 5 out of 5 and wrote, I read this book and now I don't want to unalive myself. All this grumpy man does is grunt, and why did that make my... coochie tingle. This book had my back arching, toes curling, neck cracking, bedsheet gripping, knee trembling, and ass smacking.
Hello?
Number 1, it was downright hilarious. Like, for real, I was laughing out loud. The memorial party scene, I was in fucking tears, y'all. It ain't obvious already. This book had me going feral. Piper is such a lovable character. She carried this whole fucking story. She's so entertaining and funny, and I love everything about her. She's a baddie and nothing less. I love the way she loves Brendan. Brendan, on the other hand, has me looking for apartments in small towns known for fishing in hopes that I may come across a 6-foot-something breaded, grumpy, buff as fuck dude that'll fall hopelessly in love with me. If there's one thing I love, it's the word of affirmation and words of affirmation. And Brendan wasn't here to fucking play. Piper spoiling you makes my dick hard. Shit, I guess chivalry isn't dead, y'all. There aren't enough circles in hell for the amount of sins I would let this man commit upon my fleshy vessel. My legs are open as usual. I was feeling a roller coaster of emotions reading this book till the room stinks, till the walls sweat, till the police are breaking down the door after the 45th noise complaint. Yeah, it was that fucking good to me.
Okay, slay.
She's so funny,
She
dude.
is so funny. Mine is the opposite of that. Mine is coming from Kate. They gave it 1 out of 5, and they wrote, it is with a heavy heart that I rate this a 1 star. Listen, I really wanted to like this. I started out this book super annoyed with Piper and slowly began to root for her. I enjoyed seeing her discover who she is beyond social media, develop friendships in Westport that weren't reliant on her social capital, learn the value of money and hard work, and revive her father's legacy. But I could not for the life of me fucking stand Brendan. He's nothing but a sexist wannabe alpha male, far too obsessed with his masculine image right out of a 2000s super problematic rom-com movie script, which is funnily enough the exact same problem I had with the love interest of the first Tessa Bailey book I ever read. Oh my god. The throwaway line about him sleeping under a pink comforter doesn't change the fact that Brendan doesn't believe in having female sailors on his boat. The fuck? Oh, God, yeah. I would have loved this book so fucking much if it was just about Piper learning who she truly is, loving herself and being more genuine and authentic. Also, if I ever hear a pussy referred to as her femininity ever again, it'll be too fucking soon.
Damn, you know, I totally forgot that part where she would look at him and she's like, he's just so masculine.
Yeah.
Like that was her thing. Oh my God, I totally forgot that.
I forgot about that too.
Okay, I'll stay with my 4. I'll stay with my 4.
I think I'll still give it a 5.
I love that for you. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye. You know what this means. Now we nap. Finally.
Thank God, I've been wanting to nap so long.
Are we gonna film on a bed now?
I think so. It's probably like best case scenario, honestly.
Yeah, because although we move a lot, at least we're not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sitting in those chairs, we would fidget a lot. And you know, I just think that if you want me to perform better,
you're still fidgeting a lot.
I know, but I'm comfy. Doesn't that matter?
Yeah.
If we do it on at your place, if it has a ¿cómo se llama? Frame, we can put the clips for the mic on the frame.
Okay.
And have it coming to the side.
Okay.
So exactly that. But I also kind of love holding it.
We're gonna have to see how it sounds.
It's just it's completely just messy.
No, I think
Sorry. Are you ready to go home?
I'm so tired.
Okay, you work tomorrow.
Some of us work tomorrow. Ew.
Couldn't be me.